Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Sheikh Zubair once again at Wisdom Booth. I hope you all are enjoying your day off or are in good health and happy to learn some more. Our today's topic is a very interesting topic in which we will be talking about as one of the key corporate component as all of us would like to be is what makes a leader. And when I talk about leader, the world has come to this conclusion now that leaders are not born, leaders are made. And how to make a great leader? It's not the IQ now, it's more towards the EQ, which is the emotional quotient. And today, in today's video, we will be talking about those 5 traits as which are needed in terms of emotional quotient to become a great leader. The first trait which we are going to talk about is self-awareness. And when we talk about self-awareness refers to identifying your own strength, weakness, values, and goals, which drives you as a person. And with each of these examples, my goal today is to give you an example of that. For example, if a leader is self-aware of his or her strength, weaknesses, goals, and values, uski ek example which I would like to give today is, for example, if a manager knows that tight deadlines or tight time barred projects will bring the worst out of himself, he or she will plan his work accordingly in order for him to achieve his task on time and deliver on time. So this is biggest example of self-awareness, that a person is aware of his or her strengths and weaknesses. So the next topic or the next trait which is required is called self-regulation, which is managing all the negative thoughts as a leader, as a manager, which one has during his job. So how do you manage those negative thoughts? By regulating yourself. And let me give you an example. For example, if your team or you're presenting a presentation to your to a prospective client, and your team or your staff members have given the worst presentation of all, so rather than screaming at your team or getting out of emotion, what one needs to do is do self-regulation, sit down with your team and tell them what could be the consequences of giving a bad presentation or losing a customer. So that is very important, which is the second trait in which we are talking about self-regulation, which is managing your negative emotion. Third, which is motivation. When we talk about motivation, it is drive to achieve specific results. For example, a great leader or a manager, if he or she is seeing for 3 consecutive quarters the sales figures are dropping, and what he or she will do is, rather blaming it on the external factors, rather blaming it on the customer, he or she, what he will do is learn from the experience and engineering a turnaround rather blaming. So this is one of the great trait of great leaders, which is motivation. Again, the next trait which we would be talking about is empathizing. Empathizing is understanding others' emotions, especially when making a decision. Let me give you an example of this trait as well. What happens is, imagine that you and your team are giving a presentation to a prospective client, and the client is quiet while he's listening, and your team takes his quietness or being quiet as a negative response, that he or she is not interested in your product. Rather, that's the time you step in as a leader and understand the empathy or the emotion of the other person and try to continue that meeting and win that contract. So that's called empathy, understanding other person's emotion, especially while making decision. The next thing, which is more important as a great leader or how great leaders are made, is social skills and people skills. When we talk about social skills and people skills, which is driving people to achieve a greater goal, a great leader would always make sure that he forms such relationships within the organization, within his teammates, within his peers. And let me give you an example of a great leader who should be doing this, or how they should practice this. For example, if a company needs to develop a new sales strategy, and the top man is worried how we should make a new sales strategy, what he should do is form a new team from the key players and develop a prototype. And once you're doing that prototyping and developing a byproduct of your sales strategy, what you're actually doing is making sure that other people are given the chance and your relationships, and greater good is achieved. And what happens with that is a lot of people or a lot of companies would come back with some great new sales strategies. The company sales will grow, and your people and relationship values will also grow. So all these traits, once you have them, or once you start developing these traits, you become as a good leader, you become as a good boss, you become as a good manager. These are some basic traits, and if we think about it, or if we read about it, or if we practice them in our real lives, you'll notice that all of us, each one of us within the organizations can become great leaders and perform at our best. Again, self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and people skills. These are the 5 traits which are must for each leader to have. Master them, sharpen the saw every day for him or her to grow in his career ladders. I hope you all like this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's stay tuned for the next video to come in. Thank you.